Hey, what is up, wrestling friends and family? It is me, JB, and the best Chris in all of wrestling podcasts, Mr. Chris Dredd. Welcome to Chat Grappling Cheap Pops. We are back, just the two of us. That's a good song.
Yeah.
How are you, man?
What, the Doctor Evil one with Mini Me, isn't it? That's
Sure.
the best.
Yeah.
Just the two of us. That's the best one. Yeah. When Frause had a clone, you know what I mean? Big man tune. I'm all right, mate. I'm fucking, we've had our ups and downs like a roller coaster, as life sometimes does do. Got a little bit of the older Great British cold at the moment, but tucking in with some nice, some hot water and some citrus. I've actually got like a bits of satsuma and that in here as well. Boost that vitamin C. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's been a minute, it's been a minute. And there's been, great interview we had with Ian Harrison.
Yeah, shout out to Ian Harrison. Thank you to everyone that watched and listened and saw the video as well afterwards with the clip. Man, that was a lot of fun.
It was, and as we said at the time, fantastic guy. Been around the block, knows a few of the kids on the block. Wrestling's best kept secret at that time. And just a genuinely nice bloke. And a great interview to have. We reviewed the XWF. I've been thirsty. We've been thirsty. Thirstier than Nikita Lyons' Instagram, fam.
Oh, that is thirsty.
That's thirsty, yeah. I'm ready, mate. For the wrestling world in the time we've been absent has been turned upside down. We have been proved right on numerous occasions. We are ready now to gloat how right we have been. Not for the whole show, obviously. Majority of it. Shout out to Good Cop, Bad Cop. We will be gloating on how we are right about stuff. I know they love it when we do that.
Oh, Graham fucking hates it.
Yeah. So shout out to the man them. Yeah, bro, wrestling's been nuts. I mean, where can we like pedal back a little bit?
Well, we can pedal back as far as an episode that we did about CM Punk, and we spoke about why he should join the WWE and why it was a real viable possibility.
Correct.
And one of them was merch.
Correct. Do you know who's the top merch seller in WWE at the moment, Jordan?
I do believe it's Pepsi Phil.
It's Pepsi Phil, fam, yeah? And do you know who is actually simultaneously the best merch seller in AEW and WWE at the same time?
Oh, sweet Lord, it's Pepsi Phil, isn't it?
Pepsi Phil, bro. So,
this one's for you, Phil.
Me, man. It's Pepsi Man. We did say that it would happen. And
it made sense to happen. It made perfect sense.
It was going to happen. And it does seem that it was sort of on the cards for a bit, maybe on, maybe off. I mean, when we spoke with our good friend Bishop, he was on here and we were selling it to him why the WWE would do it.
He didn't want it, though.
Huh?
He didn't want it.
He didn't want it. But the fact is, anything that makes that dollar, they will do it if they believe. And even Triple H said, if we believe it's something that the WWE universe want, we'll try and do it. And they did it.
Yeah, they absolutely did. They went for it big. They went big at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And they did that thing where they put up the trademark graphic at the bottom, in the bottom corner, and, oh, that's the end of the show.
Yep.
Man, I think that pop and that whole thing has probably ruined Chicago for another company.
Oh, I mean, there's no way that... I mean, first of all, I believe the pop at WWE was bigger than the AEW pop. Possibly
on the surprise factor.
I believe so, because people were genuinely... Because of the... We used our logical thought processes, and everyone else was getting bare emotional, fam. Yeah? Am I lying? Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I will. I'll tell you.
everyone was getting emotional, bruv, weren't they? They were letting their emotions creep in, or their ideas about what they think CM Punk will bring to the game, or what they think about Punk, or like I say, just their emotions were in the mix too much, and they overthought it because of that. But we just looked at it as he's left AEW in less than ideal circumstances. We were under the impression that there was a sticking point of him, him leaving AEW. If he was fired, they wouldn't be able to execute a non-compete.
No.
Because they're sacking him. If he's leaving during the contract or whatever, or wants to leave, or wants to negotiate leaving, or etc., then they can say, right, we will give you a contract, but you ain't allowed to go nowhere else. Like what happened with William Regal. When William Regal left, we were sort of told, or under the impression that he could go, but he wasn't allowed to be seen on WWE TV until 2024, which was sort of like a stipulation. So, I mean, I can imagine William Regal is doing bits in NXT or whatever, or he's hanging around, or wait until 2024 until he can shout War Games, which will happen, I believe, in 2024.
Oh, yeah.
So CM Punk leaving, and the way WWE is, we've all seen the memes that have come out recently, mate. We've all seen Vince with the Ultimate Warrior, Vince with Bret the Hitman Hart, Vince with other people that have left, and they said when they had a falling out, and the old classic never say never. And if they believe they can make money or do business, they will always go back and do that. And how are you not in Chicago when you've got Survivor Series going to push to get CM Punk there? Why would you not do it?
All this says to me is that if you weren't already listening, if you are a new listener to this, sweet Jesus, you should have been listening to us before. We told you.
We done told you. And it's not because we're any kind of like fucking savants or anything like that.
It's about logic. Yeah.
It's about logic, bruv. It's literally that, because we've got, we ain't no pea brains over here, bruv. We've got, them normal human brains, bruv. We've got them, we just think about what would be good for business. And absolutely, CM Punk, he's proven that, he might be a bit of a glass cannon injury wise at the moment, but he did look in good shape. He's had a bit of time to, do whatever he's doing. He had a good match. We were there at his last match in AEW. We were there.
Good match. Really good.
It was a good match against Samoa Joe. I mean, since CM Punk has left or been fired for cars from AEW, surely Tony Khan, surely people there, and we'll probably get to this, I'm sure you've got a bit to say about this. There are people in AEW that are looking at all of this stuff going on and probably thinking, and some of them have recently left, QT Marshall or whoever we want to talk about.
QT, yeah.
Right? Are looking at the whole situation and thinking, you had the biggest draw in wrestling at that time return to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you fucked it up because of basically the Young Bucks and Jungle Boy.
Saying he's the biggest draw might be a bit off base. He might not be. I don't think he's outdrawing Roman, but like he's one of the biggest matches for sure.
Their biggest. Oh
yeah,
draw.
He was their biggest draw. Yeah.
Their biggest draw. I don't mean the biggest draw in wrestling. The biggest draw they had.
Yeah. Was
CM Punk, for sure. There was no question.
Yeah, there is no question. There is, man. Like, let's sort of wrap on CM Punk a little bit, because there's plenty more to get to. Like I said, we applied common sense, logic, with a hint of speculation.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what, all of your people at Fightful Select, at The Observer, Wrestling Nudes, all of that stuff, they're doing the same thing, but they're making you pay for it. Stop.
But they're repeatedly getting it wrong, because they're trying to appease a certain viewpoint. They're not often they're not looking at things logically. They are, and also they're being fed information probably by fucking nincompoops. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I understand there's no reason for any of these guys to critique anything that is done in Jacksonville because they don't want to lose access to, the wrestlers, or what is it, the media scrums, which are some of the worst things I've ever seen with those shitball questions. Let's stay in Jacksonville anyway, because I know this is your favorite subject.
Yeah.
I sent you a video clip today of Kenny Omega wrestling. I think it was Daniel Garcia in front of about, this guy's only a couple of thousand, if that. The Bell Center in Montreal is a huge arena. It does massive business. Only in February, it sold out for Elimination Chamber with, granted, Sami Zayn, hometown boy, main eventing. But sweet Jesus, wrestling in Montreal is big. How are you only pulling in 2,000? Simple
answer to that, mate.
You've got a shit promoter.
Yeah, you got a shit promoter.
Yeah.
Who, we've covered on this show, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Bret the Hitman Hart offered his services to AEW.
Yeah.
For the workers, for the boys, for the girls, to help the product. They turned, because they wanted him to be on screen only.
No manager.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Right, a manager, right? Now, if they were smart, which Tony Khan's got enough money to waste on whatever he wastes his fucking money on, repeatedly. Everyone, I'm seeing these memes. Oh yeah, they've made this much money. Yeah, but how much has been spent?
There's a massive difference here, and we need to make this clear. There's massive difference in their turnover, and what their profit is.
That's right.
And even Super Dave has said profit is another story altogether, which means they ain't fucking making any.
That's right. So it's a pet vanity project for Tony Khan. And if they were smart, going back to Montreal, if you said, do you know what, Bret? If you weren't as arrogant, and naive as Tony Khan is, you would accept every piece of help to get your product up to par that is possible for you to get.
I don't even think it's a wrestling problem. Some of it can be attributed to some of the real shit that we've seen, but it's a promoting problem. The promoter is the guy, and I think the wrestling at times is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I also think there's huge mistakes that were made in when they were riding as high as they were, in just kept running Chicago. Fuck Chicago. You should have run Montreal at that point.
Well,
when you were big.
If you're being offered the services of Bret the Hitman Hart, right? For example, this is what made me think of Bret when they talk about Montreal. You can have Bret working with the talent, getting the wrestling up to scratch, getting the booking.
Tully said the same thing.
Yeah, and get them doing that, and then when you run Montreal, then you can say, look, do you want to get involved in an angle while we're there? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Because he's more going to be willing to do that if he's working to help bring some of the boys and girls up to get involved in that.
The main event this week is Christian Cage and Copeland, and it's not selling.
I mean, this is another, this is another thing. I mean, but they're both Canadians.
Yeah. And I feel so bad for them, because this match, one, should be on pay-per-view unless they do some sort of angle and it fucks it about. And two, it's big enough.
Yeah, but it still ain't had a big enough build.
No.
I don't think. How long's Edge been in there, the company?
Long enough. He's done what he did a pay-per-view and that, didn't he?
But this is
and the pay-per-view, the match itself was building towards those two, because they didn't actually touch. I think Christian did a runner before Edge got to it, or Copeland got to it.
It's the pinnacle of what could be happening. And correct, it should be on pay-per-view. Bless me. It should be on pay-per-view. I still think they could have had a bit more build. They could have had a few more bits and bobs going on, but this is one of the. This is Edge and Christian, bruv. Yeah, this is one of the Attitude Era's top tag teams having a fallout, having a Barney. This is like the Hardys or the Dudleys. Having a face off. Not so much brothers, but they might as well be brothers. Yeah, this is a huge deal. It's being fucking spaffed up against the wall. Wasted.
Yeah, it's
waste.
It's a comedy of errors, and personally, I think they're spending too much time talking about Sting's retirement match in March.
Mate, that's another thing though that upsets
me. Should have ended it at Wembley, or you take Sting off TV until January and then build it till March. Why the fuck are you talking about this in November and wheeling out Ric Flair as well? Like, what's the point? It troubles me that this show is getting so bad.
I love Sting, right?
Yeah, we all do.
We all love Sting, okay? We all love Ric Flair, right? We all love Edge and Christian, okay? What happened to, we all love, I was a Jerichoholic, bruv, right? We all love these guys. But what happened to AEW being a place where young up-and-coming talent can be nurtured and grow and become something?
I genuinely feel sorry for Kenny Omega. I know he's an EVP and all that, and he's probably doing just fine. But when you are arguably one of the top 10 wrestlers in the world, it's arguable. People would argue that. Of course they would.
Yeah.
You should be doing that in front of bigger crowds. You should be selling it. Like, he's Canadian too, and he's doing matches with Daniel Garcia. I've said things about Daniel Garcia, like I think the dancing's ridiculous. But I also thought him bowling around like he was Steve Austin was ridiculous too. I mean, can't win, I suppose.
We spoke about Will Ospreay, right? And how he would be great in WWE with the right training. Not that he needs to be trained, but just a different way to work. Will Ospreay's made a decision based on money, him still being able to live in the UK. Can you imagine? Tony Khan's a fucking idiot, okay? Because you might believe that Will Ospreay is the greatest wrestler in the world, okay? You might fully believe that, okay? But to allow, is he going to be, is he going to be flying backwards and forwards from America to the UK to America once a week to be on TV? I mean, how much money is Tony Khan paying Will Ospreay to sign to AEW? That's a number I would like to know. I'd like to know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not 6 million or anything like that, like Moxley got, or.
Mate, if I was getting,
big waste of money.
Yeah, mate, if I was getting paid 6 million, I'd get some better tattoos. But also, I need to know how much money he's on. Just because. Because that again is some more news. Will Ospreay has signed for AEW apparently. He's going to start working next year, is he? When his contract runs out?
Yeah, his New Japan contract will run out, and they made a big point of bringing him out on pay-per-view. He was the new sign-in and all of that, and
yeah.
Whilst obviously it's probably good for Will to get a guaranteed contract with AEW, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think Will Ospreay is the answer to AEW's problems.
No, it's not. But also, AEW is not going to be an answer for Will Ospreay either. No matter how much money he's making, or if he's still happy he's going to be living in the UK, going backwards and forwards, working whenever basically he wants to. But for his career, maybe he's on the slowdown. Maybe it was enough money for him to say, right, I'm going to wind it down a little bit. Because let's face it, his body's probably gone through it. He probably wants a slower schedule. He said he did it because he wants to still live in the UK and his kid don't have to change schools and all this sort of stuff. And, fine. Yeah. So I don't know if what AEW think they're going to be getting and what AEW is actually going to get are going to sort of come together like butt cheeks. You get what I'm saying?
He did I don't know if WWE were all that interested.
I think they were. But
I think they were, but I don't think they made.
They didn't offer the money. No, they didn't, because I've read that today as well, that AEW were always going to offer Will Ospreay more money.
The bigger story was that TNA offered him a lot of money.
Did they?
A lot, yeah. And
TNA,
yeah. And again, he might have picked the wrong battle. I think, TNA could be a riser in 2024.
I hope so, because the fall of AEW, the way it's going, but again, who's Will Ospreay going to wrestle in AEW?
He wrestled them all. Like it's whoever's still there at the time. Like it's an open sort of forum. That
no one can tell me, no one can say that there are a wider plethora of wrestlers that Will Ospreay would have great matches with in WWE rather than AEW. There are some amazing people that he could have matches with in WWE, all across the board, from NXT all the way through. There are some amazing people. I mean, fuck.
Made his choice.
It is his choice, and he's done it for his own personal reasons, which are entirely up to him, which is fine, fantastic. If my man is making, I can't begrudge that from no one, yeah? I'm just looking from a career point of view. Maybe he's not that focused on that. Maybe he's like, you know what? People calling me the best in the world, wherever I go, people are going to call me that still. I can make a shitload of money, work a lot less time, see my family more. Fucking no-brainer, innit? It's a no-brainer. Yeah. Fair play to him. But career-wise, if he wanted to really cement himself and make himself a household name, because let's face it, if you know wrestling, you know who Will Ospreay is, right? If you know wrestling, you know who Will Ospreay is. If you are maybe the younger generation watching wrestling, unless your dad's got a beard all on his neck, you're not going to know Will Ospreay. If you're watching WWE, you're not going to...
Does Will Ospreay sell tickets? Does Will Ospreay bring in TV viewers?
He doesn't bring in TV viewers.
No, I don't think so either. I think he might sell a few more tickets.
He does. He will sell a few tickets. We've seen that with local shows when he's been around here.
Yeah, but that's local. It's
a different ballgame.
It's a different market. Yeah, the UK market is a very different market. You could put, a very, very low mid-card wrestler from the WWE on a show in our area, and it would do good number because it's the name that I'm not really convinced that Will Ospreay is the answer to the problem. Much like Moxley isn't the answer to the problem.
Right. Bro, shout out to Good Bad Wrestle, okay? Shout out to Good Cop Bad Cop, okay? They have just on Twitter this very second posted someone, Mr. Wrestling, right, has just posted, if you were running AEW, what's the first thing you do? And they have retweeted that and said, hire Chat Grapple Pops, right? Shout out to the boys, okay?
Yeah, that's incredible timing.
That is incredible timing. While we are filming an episode talking about this stuff, it is. We are flattered and honoured that you would say that. But to be fair,
they wouldn't like us being there.
But to be fair, it doesn't take a genius to work out where you could make improvements to AEW. It doesn't take a genius. It just takes someone who can detach themselves emotionally from the whole thing. You know, talking to my boy Max, not the Hulk Hogan today, shout out Maxie. And, you know, he said, what do you reckon of what's going on at AEW at the moment? And my basic answer was, Tony Khan needs to fucking pull his socks up and hire people that can do the job better than he's doing. He needs a team of writers. They need people to be writing the storylines. They need bookers.
Doesn't help that they've just fired their head of production as well.
You know,
in the last couple of days.
No, you've when you're Tony Khan and you're working with Fulham Football Club, you're working with the Jaguars, you're doing work with AEW, you can't do it all, mate. Yeah, you can't because you got to focus, yeah, and be the boss. You got to know when to delegate, right? If I'm running a company and there's something specifically that I can't do, but I hire people the best in the business to do that for my company, to make my company good, then I'm, rather than me doing it myself, I'm going to hire the best of the best if I've got the money to make sure that the job's being done to the best it can be done. But Tony Khan's not doing that because
there was that rumor that he got AI to write an episode of AEW, didn't he?
I believe it. I believe it 100%. But you're not, if you really want your product to be the best it can be, get the best in the business to help run it and work it and do it well. So, do you want to talk about Britt Baker?
I did want to talk about Britt Baker. You are right. Britt Baker made a complaint. Again, it's something that she's entitled to do if she feels like she's being aggrieved. She complained that she hasn't had a single promo on Dynamite in the whole of 2023.
Yeah.
Whereas plenty of others. Now, don't get me wrong, Britt Baker is a bit like Marmite for some of you guys. I get it. I think she's pretty good. I think she did really well to get herself over as the #1 women's wrestler in AEW.
She helped build that company from the beginning, bro. She was there.
She was A1 in that division.
She was instrumental in that.
She was used in a way which I think she would probably have found quite disrespectful in the build-up and in, the match at Wembley. I think it wasn't a proper use of Britt Baker, and she has every right to feel pissed off that she hasn't had a single promo on Dynamite in 2023, and we are in December.
Yeah. Her last match she had, I think, with Chris Statlander, was a good match. Apparently, it was too good. Apparently, so we hear that she's been.
You can't say that,
bro. What other logical explanation? You have a match like that, right? And then no one sees you for a year.
It's not right, is it?
Where's the logic? When was the match?
Here's the problem, because
when was that match?
I can't remember when the match was, but the fanatical fan base who will tell you, "Oh, we stand up for women's wrestling." The minute you criticize anything that they're doing and involving that, it's like, well, we've been called plenty of things this week on X, which is quite funny. I thank them for helping our engagement, of course. But there's just so much. There's a lot of TV time.
Oh, it was so it was September, I think, that match.
Damn, we're in December.
It was AEW TBS Championship. Chris Statlander defeated Britt Baker. Full match at AEW Collision.
Another show that nobody's watching. She's still a big favorite.
Of course she is. She's got a great gimmick.
How many more will realize that the grass is very, very, very much greener? You do a few months in NXT, you go on to the big TV show, or you make enough noise like Chelsea Green, and you become part of the show, part of Monday Night Raw. Like, it's the second biggest show WWE have got. You LA Knight it, make a lot of noise, and you can't be ignored.
No.
Jade Cargill telling whoever will listen about how professional the Performance Center is, how professional it's being.
Yeah.
It must be like night and fucking day.
It is because it is run correctly, and you've got QT Marshall leaving AEW, and he was basically
head trainer of the Nightmare Factory.
Yeah,
yeah.
Their supposed Performance Center.
Ray Lloyd had nothing but good things to say about QT.
Yeah, look back at our interview.
You can check that out. Yeah, fact check that.
Fact check it. But
yeah, QT's gone.
There's shit going on back behind the scenes. We've said this for almost the whole entire time. That
Matt and Jeff Hardy went on, I think it was Matt Hardy's own podcast, talking about how disillusioned they are with the booking of the Hardys. I don't think there is a place on any show for Matt Hardy. That's my opinion. Jeff Hardy still, if Jeff Hardy had the right people in his ear and the right mindset, and he's healthy and he's not doing things, Jeff Hardy has a place in the WWE, like he did until he ran out in the crowd and did what he had to do to get fired so he could, be on AEW, which was a terrible idea.
Yeah, but again, I think it's money orientated. It's like, where's billionaire Ted? Yeah, where's billionaire Ted with all his billions of money? Yeah, we want to be where the big boys play to get that big money. Right? It's everyone.
No, it's not where the big boys play, though, is it?
No, but
AEW is not where the big boys play.
Where the big checks are signed by a fucking money mark, by Herb Abrams.
At least Herb could cut a shouting promo.
Bro, at least Herb knew how to fucking party. Yeah, it's
I'm keeping it to wrestling. You've decided he's gonna party.
He's gonna party. No, but again, Tony Khan should never be on camera either. He's a fucking drip, right?
Yeah, let's clarify that as well.
That promo,
the promo that was on Ring of Honor or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's start by saying we have nothing against Billy Starks. She's 18. She's gonna get better no matter what.
Yeah,
but yeah, she corpses when Tony Khan's talking. That's bound to happen because Tony's promo is the fucking shits.
It's fucking dry, bruv. It's But again, Billy Stark. But again, these guys and these girls are being done a disservice, right? They are not getting the right training. They are not getting. Who the fuck is running promo class?
There isn't one.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, bro.
Even the fucking power plant. And I know, if you're a little bit younger and you don't exactly know what that is, check out the WCW power plant. Check out Louis' documentary. They made him do a promo at the power plant. They were, everyone had to cut promos as well as do their ring work.
Yeah.
That was in 1990. When was that documentary? 99?
Yeah, I'm going to say 98, 99.
Yeah, 98, 99. He's chatting to Goldberg and all that stuff. Like, so.
Sarge, putting him through his paces.
It makes him throw up.
Making him throw up. We have had numerous people on the podcast talk about promo classes. It's night and day. When you've got people like Heartbreak Kid, you had people like Dusty Rhodes, doing this stuff. You know the emphasis that is being put on being a well-rounded professional wrestler. And let me tell you one thing that's getting. Can I tell you one thing that's getting to me even more and more? These fucking pricks online. If I see, oh my God, if I see one more moron say, and I quote, yeah, well, WWE is entertainment. Yeah, it is sports entertainment, and AEW is wrestling.
That was a Moxley quote, I think, isn't it?
Oh, good God, what could be further from the fucking truth? You've got a geezer fucking dancing, not even as good as Alex Wright, grinding his fucking self up on things. You've got the epitome of fucking entertainment. You had fucking, let's even go back to MJF and Chris Jericho singing a fucking duet. You can break down. They've got Danhausen, for fuck's sake, right? How can you sit there and tell me that it is not entertainment?
Yeah.
How can you tell me that it's a fucking...
I'm almost certain that Moxley's comment is tongue-in-cheek because he shoves bits of wood in his head and they do spots with staplers and all that shit. Like
it's unreal.
Yeah.
The more, at the moment, the more realistic product is WWE. Yes, they have aspects of, they've got wrong killings, or, well, I call him wrong killings, yeah? You've got...
Truth.
You got R-Truth, yeah? You have got that commit, you got my Japanese brer, yeah? Doing the dance. Do the music.
Tozawa, yeah.
Do the dance for your gal, yeah? You do have that entertainment aspect, but it's wrestling. Wrestling has always had that entertainment aspect. You've got to have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of Monica in my life, a little, you've got to have a little bit of all this, right? You can't just, even wrestling in Japan that has like the stiffest style still has...
The game has changed. We live in a world where journalists, I have to put the quotes up because they're not they get so worked up and in their feelings. One of them, was having a go at Miro on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, saying, go and do a job for once. Like, you wouldn't fucking say that to his face.
Miro shouldn't be booked to be doing job. That goes to show how much they know about wrestling. You've got someone like Miro should be running through that roster.
Miro is a curious case, but you're right. Miro shouldn't be jobbing. She probably shouldn't be jobbing on TV.
No, of course not.
If they were doing house shows, job on a house show in whatever. But he loses on pay-per-view.
Yes.
That was Honky Tonk Man's style of thinking, which worked for him. Don't job me on TV, and he got away with that for a long time.
Yeah, of course he did.
But in what world are the journalists now get into the I'm gonna rip into Miro, like heaven help you if he turns up, All In or something, and you say your name because he won't forget shit like that.
They're like Rick James, bruv. They're getting too familiar, and someone's have to check him. You know what I mean? They're getting too right. These guys think that they are part of the business, don't they? That's what it boils down to. They think that, like you say, there's no way that Miro should be really... Who's Miro going to job for, realistically? Hobbs?
I don't even feel like the build on Hobbs is doing anyone any favors. I don't think it is. Like,
bro,
I'm struggling with this TV show at the minute,
mate. I saw a picture of some white neckbeard dude wearing a t-shirt that says Big Black and Jacked on it, and I just laughed. I mean,
yeah, it's like he definitely didn't read the room when he put that on, did he? Fucking hell.
I mean, it's funny.
It's it's the world. It's the wrestling world that we live and take part in. We see shit like that. We call it out. We literally do not care. Like, we're not beholden to any company. It's just fun,
mate. It's a regular thing that we're seeing complete nosedive from AEW. It is nosediving pretty quickly.
Yeah.
The quality, again, I know you're saying, some of the wrestling is fine a lot of the time, but you don't want to have matches that are just fine. You know what I mean? You want to you want to be excelling, yeah? If you believe,
I've been a fan of that model of WCW. Obviously, we talk about it enough. Your cruiserweights, your TV champions, your whatever, they work the good wrestling. your main events are a bit more story driven. They have something to them, but that now we're in the land of another tournament, so there is no story.
Oh, good Lord. This fucking tournament. Tony Khan went on this fucking, in one of the scrums, he went on this big thing about how Eddie Kingston wanted to do this, and Eddie Kingston wanted to do this, and Eddie Kingston wanted to do this. Eddie Kingston lost his first match.
Yeah, he lost his first two.
He lost his first two?
Yeah.
Bruv, tell me, I beg you, yeah? I beg you, both cry, yeah? I beg you, tell me, what is going through Tony Khan's mind? I don't get what the fuck the geezer thinks he's doing.
Well, I think he's taking directions from other people who obviously aren't helping as much as they like to think. We've said this about Eddie Kingston a lot. Eddie Kingston can make magic happen on a microphone. When the bell rings, you don't want to see it. I'm sorry. I don't believe in Eddie Kingston's work in the ring. I think on the microphone, he could talk anyone into a building. But that's where it ends, which is why I would, fantasy booking is not necessarily our thing, but make him a manager, man. Let him talk for someone who thinks they're a good talker, but actually aren't. Make him talk for Moxley. Make him talk for Kenny. Get Callis off our TV. He's doing nothing for it.
The Jackal, how fucking dare you?
The Truth Commission was a long time ago.
Yeah, bro, the Jackal, how fucking dare you? A lot of cats won't remember that shit.
Nah, they won't.
A lot of people won't remember that.
We'll have to put
a
picture
shit.
in the middle.
Trust me, bro, the Jackal, fam. Right?
Yeah. It's not a change that's going to make millions. It's not a change that's going to turn your fortunes around overnight. But Eddie Kingston has that ability to talk people into it.
But
I'm sorry, make him a manager.
You've paid $6 million for Jon Moxley. In my eyes, nothing is redeeming that. Ever. No matter what you think about Jon Moxley, he's never in your wildest dreams worth paying $6 million for.
What has happened? What has gone wrong? They made these guys. These guys looked like stars for 18 months, 2 years. Big crowds, big paydays, big matches. Everything felt like it was great. The Grand Slam in New York, all of this business, all of this and I know CM Punk was a part of it, and he can be attributed to some of that. But what has happened? Why do they not look like stars anymore? Why does nobody care? Why does no one give a fuck what Bryan Danielson's doing? When, what is he doing now? Fining people?
Yeah, but do you know why? Because the inmates have taken over the asylum. That's what's happened.
It's a kid's version of Wrestler's Court. And I said this before. He must have been desperate to be the Undertaker and be at the big table and bang the gavel and everything and Wrestler's Court, state your case. Yeah. Oh man, it's sad.
But even that Wrestler's Court back in the day, it was more of a visual thing to say, what you've done is fucking wrong. You're an idiot. Get everyone a load of beers and fucking sort your life out.
Yeah. This whole business of fining people for their social media posts and all that. It's like, would you want to work for that?
But bruv, it is not the job of Bryan Danielson to be policing, all cops are bastards, firstly. Second of all, it's not his job to be policing the other talent's online behavior. It is the job of the company itself to have an electronic information policy like any other company has, to say, when you are on social media, you are a representative of this company, and thus all your actions when you are on said social platforms are a reflection of this company. And therefore...
Does your company have one?
Yes, it does. My company does have it, and I'm self-employed, right? So I fucking tell myself all the time, don't say nothing stupid on social media, right? So it's basic common sense that the company itself deals with the employees, not another employee. Not, you know, you have a dedicated lawyer stroke fucking legal eagle to say, right, these are your Twitter handles, your socials, okay? Any grievances are not aired on there, else you will be held responsible. If you have but again, there's no avenue for them to air their grievances in a way where it gets some resolution. So therefore, it is out of frustration that they are going online and going, God, this fucking company's a shitstorm, right? Because they've probably been knocking on doors. They've probably been saying to people, look, what's going on? That what I said to you earlier about friend of the show, what they said about a certain situation, right? We're going to try and save it for another day because we're hopefully going to have this friend of the show back on. But the long and short of it is, no one who works in that, like talent who works for AEW, don't get told fuck all. They don't know nothing about what's going on. There's a handful of people that probably get told little dribs and drabs. But the way that place is run is farcical. It is not run in a way that is cohesive to a company that's going to do well. And we're seeing it in the online behavior of the wrestlers. You've got them just saying whatever. But we've said this before, mate, haven't we? These wrestlers at AEW just say whatever they want, wherever they want online. They're doing this podcast, that podcast, this. They say this on here and that on there and do whatever. No repercussions. You know,
it's the same. It's the same. It all boils down to the same sort of things. Same thing on TV. Saying what you want. You know, if you want to say go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
On national TV, go and say it. Well, no, don't go and fucking say it.
Yeah.
Don't say it again 2 weeks later.
Yeah, but again, there's like multiple. If you're gonna say, in the words of Bo Selector, if you're gonna say fuck or bugger, right? You save it for the times when saying fuck or bugger means more than just telling someone to fuck off or this or what. You get what I'm saying?
Save it for pay-per-view when you're in charge.
Save it. Yes. Yeah. Save it for the right. If you have got the ability to be able to say fuck or bugger whenever you want, do it when it means something. Yeah. It's like, but again, it's an allegory for the wrestling itself. Just because everyone can go out there and do the most flippity floppy amazing moves doesn't mean that everyone should be doing the
Destroyers.
Same. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So this is why it needs to be regimented. And this is why I think it's always going to be a problem. We've said this again. While Tony Khan is sitting in that high chair, right? And it is a high chair because, you know, while he is in that position, you know, seer of all, right? And doer of everything, right? He hasn't got the bollocks to tell these guys, right, this is your booking team. This is your what do they call them for the guys that go through the matches with them? These are your guys that are going to work. This is the guy that's going to tell you how your match is going to go, right?
Yeah.
This is the guy that's going to tell you, no, you're not going to do that move because they're doing it in the match.
They're doing it in the main event. Yeah. Don't do it. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So this is where the problem will always lie because Tony Khan he's not got the right infrastructure in that company. And people who are in the company who have tried to put certain producers, that's what I meant. Yeah. So you've got certain producers on the matches. WWE have got like Jamie Noble, they've got Abyss, you know, they've got all these people that do the matches.
Jason Jordan, and all that.
You get what I'm saying? So they've got these guys and girls that do the booking and the producing of the matches, And they will be saying, right, we're not going to do this because they're doing it in that match. And we're not going to do this, but we're doing this because we've told them we're doing it and they're not going to do it in this match. So then you're getting a nice plethora of different stuff going on. But again, like I say, it is always going to be a problem with Tony Khan letting everyone just have free reign to do what he wants, do what they want. The company will never, never improve. With the people that they have got in that company, workers, you know, if they had a proper training structure and a proper training facility, and they had proper people working in there and they had it regimented and they had producers, they had writers for storylines, and they didn't just have Tony Khan just brain farting on a bit of paper every week or fucking typing whatever into AI, you know, that could be a very good product. It could be very good TV, and it could be a viable alternative to WWE. Yeah. But at the moment, it will never do because they've not hired us.
Well, that is their biggest problem. Right. Let's change it up.
We could be the wolf, yeah? You know, like the wolf in fucking Pulp Fiction. Yeah, call the wolf, innit? Yeah? Like, he's just the problem solver. He comes in, sorts it out. You know, you're on brain detail, yeah? Change them clothes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, no, I get it.
You know, they need us to come in like the wolf.
Before we go, I've got a couple more questions for you.
Sorry, dude. I'm on one because I'm thirsty. I told you, man. I was thirstier than Nikita Lyons' Instagram.
Yeah, I think we'll keep that one to a minimum just because, you know, nothing that could be used as evidence against us. All right.
No, I've heard, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've heard, yeah.
So we've heard.
Chris's 3 Christmas wishes for wrestling. Let's have them.
Oh, dude, why?
I can hear this. I can hear the sleigh bells going around behind us. So,
do you reckon Balls Mahoney's not with us anymore? Is he?
No.
So Santa Claus is not.
I mean, the suit might be available,
right?
But no, Balls is not with us.
So there's no Santa Claus coming back.
No.
My, you know, in the early days of AEW, okay. When it started, we've said this so many times. We were so excited about a new wrestling company with Chris Jericho and fucking, you get what I'm saying? Like, you know, with Generation Me in it, yeah? And all them things there. You know, I'm a TNA mark, bro. There'll always be Generation Me, right? You know, a new wrestling company with a little bit of backing, who can put on events with, you know, they've got fucking JR, they've got fucking, you get what I'm saying? Like,
well, as far as I'm aware, JR's a free agent now as well.
Do you know what?
Call us, Jim. Call us, Jim.
I mean,
call me back.
Call me in it. Ding me back. Is he a free agent or is he just taking time away?
As far as I'm aware, his contract ran out late 23, so we're late 23 now. So.
You can't tell me, sorry, tangent, right? Of all, I was watching, again, today, Max the Hulk Hogan. Max, not the Hulk Hogan.
Not the Hulk Hogan, yeah.
Yeah. Max was with me all day today, right? I've not seen him. We go back many, many years. A good friend, right? Love the wrestling business. Love it, right? So he came to work with me today in my place, right? And obviously, man's my own boss, isn't it? So we just sat and watched the fucking network most of the day, right? So literally, so we watched Survivor Series 1998, and then we watched the Raw that followed it. Yeah. So we had the Survivor Series 98, which was the tournament where The Rock screwed over the people.
Deadly game, yeah.
Right? And then we watched the Raw after it. Commentary team on both things was the King and JR. The amount of wrestling that JR has called over his many years, you can't tell me, and there is footage and there are people that have made compilation videos of JR in disbelief on commentary about why certain things are happening. Mm-hmm. Because JR has been working for companies that did wrestling the way wrestling was supposed to be wrestling, right? So he's been watching AEW over time and going, what the fuck is that about? What the fuck is that about? Why is he doing that? Why is the referee doing this? Why is the referee not doing that? What? And he's just been brain farting all this stuff that if you're watching it and you're listening to what he's saying, he's like, what the fuck is going on? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? And you've got like, you know, Excalibur and Taz Corpse in. But then you've got JR, the consummate professional. All right, he's very old now and he's not been very well. But he knows wrestling, right? And you can't tell me that he hasn't been watching AEW over time and going, this is fucking bullshit. This is absolute horseshit. But I'm getting paid a decent wage. I'm not on the road so much or whatever. So I'm just gonna, you know, I still like being around the boys and I still like doing this and I still like doing that. But I would like to see JR, in the words of CM Punk, go home. JR's home is WWE. It always will be, right?
Yeah.
You can't. No one can argue.
Is that a Christmas wish?
I would that's one of them. If JR doesn't re-sign to AEW, is JR in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
He's got to be, right?
Remember, JR was in the middle of CM Punk and Stone Cold Steve Austin when they had their little chat. You know, that video that's been circulated quite a bit recently where Stone Cold and CM Punk were talking about, I think it was a 2K game.
Yeah.
And how, you know, Austin says, yeah, I'd beat CM Punk. CM Punk, yeah, I'd beat Steve Austin. You know, Jim Ross is in the middle of that. You know, just being the guy.
Being the guy.
Yeah. So Christmas wish number one. You got two more.
So JR to at some point, if he doesn't re-sign with AEW, to return on some sort of Legends contract or whatever.
Well, Ken Shamrock just got one.
Yeah, you know.
He got a Legends deal, so we're assuming Ken Shamrock should be Hall of Fame bound.
Yeah.
If not this year, then next.
Yeah.
Same probably goes for Bray Wyatt.
I mean, I would say that's a given, given what's happened this year.
Yeah. Second Christmas wish. Come on, man. We're doing well so far. You only went on one tangent in that first one.
So second Christmas wish for wrestling. I do wish that Tony Khan has some sort of. Can you imagine like a Christmas Carol, yeah? You know when
the Muppets one pretty well.
Yeah, like when he gets visited by like the ghost of Christmas past and present and future. Like if Tony Khan in some cocaine binge dream, some trippy drug fueled dream, gets visited by the ghosts of wrestling past, present, and future, and he is shown that he one day will be chasing a prostitute up the road whilst covered in Vaseline. Do you get what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know them ones wearing cowboy boots, yeah? Like, he sees that. He's like, fuck, I need to put down the Adderall, yeah? Like, my ego needs to be checked at the door, and I need to do, if I want this company to have longevity and I don't want to spunk all of my inheritance, I need to get people who know this business inside out to be basically running the intricate parts of my company, because I can't do it. I would love for Tony Khan to have that epiphany.
Okay.
And just AEW to just be better in all ways. Stop the boys taking control. If you're a wrestler in AEW, you're a fucking wrestler and you do what you're told and you are booked how you are booked. And that is the vision of the booking team or whatever, and not your whims and fancies. Yeah. You AEW to get better. Tony Khan to have the Scrooge epiphanies. of the ghosts of wrestling past, present, and future.
And you got a third one?
We work really hard at this show, right? It's difficult, isn't it? Like we have like normal lives. We're just like normal people that
we're just normal men.
We're just normal. We're just
innocent men.
We're just men, real men. We are just normal guys, bro. But we had a dream 4 years ago, or however long.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, shit.
We had a dream where we would, come together, however, bi-monthly or whatever, to put on this show and do whatever, we loved it. And we have had some fucking incredible guests on this show, bro. And we have got some amazing content. But I'd like to see us get over
the humps.
I'm like not appreciative of everybody that listens, because we say it every week, right? But we're appreciative of everyone that listens, everyone that watches. We've got our core fan base that fucking love what we do and know what we do. But I think what we do is something that does need a bigger audience of wrestling fans, right? And we might alienate a certain faction of those, but at a point we don't care, because we're real. We just say what we feel.
Well, we do care because they should listen. What we're saying isn't like, isn't just to take the piss.
No, of course not. Hence my second wish.
Yeah.
My second wish is not for AEW to die.
It's for it to get better.
It's for it to get better. I don't want AEW to die. I want it to get better. I don't want it to fucking
take its daily tablets and start to feel better. Yeah,
that's right. It needs to fucking, I'm looking at my AEW all-in lanyard, my AEW acclaimed foam fucking scissors. Yeah, I'm looking at my AEW action ring. Yeah, with flexible ropes and authentic AEW details. I'm looking at my AEW figure collection. We don't hate AEW.
That's the thing. We do not hate it. The fan base might have a lot to answer for, the fanatical side of it, the unnecessarily fanatical side of it.
Yeah.
Tony probably won't shag most of you. That's the honest part of it. You don't have to be so weird about it.
That's right. We would love, I'm sure we would love a booking job in a wrestling company like AEW. We would love.
I would. I mean, one of my Christmas wishes is to have you on live commentary for any wrestling show anywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, sweet Jesus, that would put the frighteners on a lot of people booking a show, but. Let's have it fucking real. Let's put Chris at a commentary desk somewhere.
I would love
2024.
Yeah. I would absolutely love it, and I would tone down the language if it needed to be toned down. I'm a creative individual. I've been rapping since I was fucking like 14 or 15 or whatever, and I can freestyle rap. I've been battling. I've been doing bits and bobs for many years, so I can think on my feet. And I would not, I would not be swearing as much as I do on this show, because it'd be something beautiful. If I could do that, mate, that would be fucking incredible.
There we go.
Lovely. I'd love that. I'd love if we could both do it. It would be put the Chat Grapple and Cheap Pops podcast team on your commentary for your wrestling show. You got a color guy and a play-by-play guy right here. You've got it.
That's a mad idea, but let's see if we can manifest that into reality.
Oh,
I've got
two age Heenan and Gorilla. Come on.
Will you stop? I've got two more. We're gonna play a little game here before we go, before we wrap it up properly. It's the buy or sell game. It's quite simple. One sentence. I give you: do you buy it or do you sell it? The first statement. CM Punk and Seth Rollins should main event night 1 of WrestleMania.
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah, for $1. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cut and dry. Yeah.
I mean, how long have we got till WrestleMania? We got April.
Yeah, April. Yeah.
The online viral video of Seth Rollins going absolutely apeshit when he saw fucking CM Punk. It's good. It sells itself, mate.
Good shit.
Good shit.
And the second one, as it's pretty obvious that Cody Rhodes will take on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Night 2, he doesn't need to win the Royal Rumble.
I think Pepsi Phil should win the Royal Rumble.
Really?
I think Pepsi Phil. I mean, Matt, do you know who I would love to see win the Royal Rumble? But he's already Logan Paul.
I see what you've done there. You're.
I'd love it.
Logan Paul winning the Royal Rumble. That is.
I'd love it.
Fucking hell! Can you imagine?
I'd love it.
Oh, the IWC would be in meltdown, and I'm here for that because that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, you cannot doubt his ability in the ring. You know, he knows what he's doing on the stick. He knows his mannerisms. He knows how to work a crowd. He knows the business. He's still growing in the business.
He's a natural heel for now.
He's natural. He's an absolute natural.
For now.
I would love to see. I mean, we know he can go toe to toe with Roman Reigns. We saw it at Crown Jewel. That was an incredible match. I challenge anyone to watch that match and tell me that weren't a good match.
He's had good matches. He had that moment in the match with Rey Mysterio where he caught him, and so Mysterio didn't land on his head or something. Like Logan Paul's he's a good guy. It seems in a wrestling standpoint. Yeah.
You know, I would love to see him win the Royal Rumble just to fucking shit all over everyone else. You know, he can just say because he believes he's the best, and he's saying I'm the best, man. I'm not even been doing this long, and I'm the best. Yeah, fuck all you lot.
I didn't even think of Logan Paul until you just brought it up. So fair play on that one. So so Cody Rhodes, like I said, does he need the Royal Rumble? Probably. Yeah,
I don't think Pepsi Phil will win the Rumble either. But I do think he will have he will cross paths with some people. He'll have some bits and bobs going on. But he there's another story that came out, that a little bit of an interview of Cody Rhodes where CM Punk went up to him and said, "Oh, what are you doing in the Rumble? I'm going out before you. Do you want to do any stuff? Do you know what I mean? Do you want to get some bits in?" And he said, "Oh, what do you mean?" He's like, "Well, you got to do some stuff like when you're there. You know what I mean? You got to have your moment. Like that's what it's all about. It's a bit of a schmoz Rumble, so you got to do your bits." And then he told the story about how Undertaker sort of, Cody gave Cody his moment there, sort of thing. But I think CM Punk. He is a figure that sort of you either love him or you hate him. But I think for the people that he's helped, they will always be grateful and thankful for what he's done for them. And for the people that he's rubbed up the wrong way, they will always hate him. So you can't win. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't be everything to all people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we will see about Punk going forward. But I mean, CM Punk Rollins is juicy.
It's very juicy.
Making me salivate.
Yeah.
Because I love Seth Rollins, man. So what were your wishes anyway? You only said one.
Maybe we'll find out next week.
Oh, come on, man. This ain't an advent calendar, blood. Open all the windows right now.
No, let's leave them titillated for another week, because I'll have another couple of buy or sells for you as well.
Okay. Wrestling companies, listen to my man's first stream. Yeah, his wish, Christmas wish. Get us on your shows. We're happy to do it. Have Nissan Micra will travel. You hear me?
Man, see, you make me lose my thing.
I'm sorry. I apologize, partner. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So where were we? Okay, yes, of course. Why don't we wrap this up for now? Because like Chris has maybe dropped in once or twice, we have a plan for next week.
Yeah, I guess hoping that we can pull it off.
I guess that a friend of the show that might have the time for us, and sweet Jesus, we'll be grateful, and you guys will be grateful too, because He's one of them. He don't hold back. So for now, why don't we say thank you? We appreciate each and every one of you that listens, watches, retweets, puts a comment in, does all that good shit for us, because we're appreciative guys. We love you all for it.
Love the humanoids.
Thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this episode. We almost forgot.
Thomas. Sorry, fam.
Almost forgot, but we brought it back.
Yes.
Thank you to Surfshark. 83% off plus 3 free months if you click the link down in the description. Also, this is something a bit more personal for us, something that you can help the show with. If you are looking to buy WWE merchandise, use our link in the description. It just helps the show. Like, there's nothing to it.
I mean, that's it. If you're going to buy stuff off WWE, then you're going to do it.
Which you're going to do anyway. Yeah, you're going to get yourself a CM Punk shirt. You're going to get you can't get a Yeet shirt now because I think someone else trademarked it. But you can get your CM Punk merch, top merch seller in the business.
That's right.
LA Knight merch. We the Ones t-shirts, John Cena merch. Which is number 5. I think John Cena's still number 5 in the merch.
Crazy.
Yeah. Exactly. So 2 links in the description there. If you're looking for a VPN, hit Surfshark. If you're looking for WWE merch, hit the other link. And just do your boys a solid. That's all it is. Like, there's nothing really to it.
Like and subscribe. Touch the bell.
That too.
Spread the love. Share this video far and wide. Let all wrestling federations around the world, Europe, UK, know that we are available for bookings. For the commentary team. We are we're happy to be back. It's been a bit of a long, I've had some issues in life. Jordan's had some issues. We are just, we are not bionic. We are humans. We are flesh and blood.
We are not like a Dusty Elbow. We are not bionic indeed.
Correct.
Something we forgot to mention, as well, as we are about to wrap this up, you might have seen it on X already. The DMs are open in December. It's something we've done for the last 3 years now.
Yeah.
Did the DMs stay open? If anyone wants to jump on, do what they want to do, talk, even not recorded, whatever, we are here.
You know what we could do, which would be a little bit mad.
Go on.
We could do an Ask Us Anything on Zoom and just literally have people, while we're sitting on here, we could then edit it after, but we'll do it live. And we could basically,
I don't know, someone will be helicoptering. Ric Flair will call in, won't he? With no trousers on.
I mean, that's why they've got rid of Omegle. Is that gone now?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, they're gonna start doing it on the Zoom.
Kermit getting his cock out. It's but we can edit it, can't we? Do you know what I mean? We'll do it live and we'll say, right, from 8 p.m. UK time, this we will have, you can ring us up on this Zoom. We'll let you in. You can ask us a question. We'll have a little bit of banter with you, take the piss out of your haircut or whatnot. And just have a bit of fun on a little Christmas episode. That might be quite fun. But we have to wear Christmas jumpers, dude, on that one.
I don't own one.
Come on, fam, I'll buy you one.
I promise you, I don't own a Christmas jumper.
There's Delboy ones in Tesco.
I own Christmas trousers.
They're Zubaz, fam. That don't count.
No. Not the Zubaz. The Zubaz are quality. Don't get me wrong. Shout out on the Zubaz trousers. They were such a great buy.
Oh, fantastic bargain. There's Del Boy Christmas jumpers in Tesco.
I've seen, there's a guy that served me today in Tesco, like he was wearing one, and it's a good jumper. But
yeah, I think maybe that's a good shout. If we, but our DMs are open. So Christmas time is a time of year that people do struggle. Loneliness is a big thing in the UK, in the world. Everyone's
it's a shit house, isn't it?
People put their smiley face on and go to work every day and do this and that. But hopefully with this show we try and bring a bit of joy to people, but also people need people to chat to. So we are there to chat to. DMs are open. We're always happy to have a little call and a chat with people as well. Yeah. So we're there.
So with that, what else can we say? We can say thank you very much for sticking around. Like and subscribe if you are watching. Give us 5 stars if you're listening. do something with Spotify if that's follow. I don't know what that is. Like, do that.
There's got to be something on there they can
hit like, follow. Yeah, something to make us feel good.
You know what I mean?
As always, I am JB, the man sitting next to me, the slightly under the weather, but still the best Chris in all of wrestling podcasts, Mr. Chris Dredd. For now, we say take care, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Peace.